Hello, everyone. First of all, let me say thank you to all of those who have joined me on the book tour. The book tour, though, is for my children's book, Always Friends, Just the Way We Are. And it's been wonderful. I have really missed the little ones, and we've been having a great time. But one of the things, I was rereading one of my books in my personal library, and the name of the book is Everything Happens for a Reason, Finding the True Meaning of the Events in Our Lives. And actually the author, ancestors, her parents, and some of her family were Holocaust survivors. Her name is Mira Kirschenbaum. But anyway, I was reading something and this was really interesting to me. She was talking about squirrels, and this is what she said. I can see every day that a squirrel's perfectly at home in a world of trees. But imagine taking that squirrel and plunking him down in the middle of a desert. You know why? Because he doesn't belong there. Okay. So this is what she said. Now imagine doing something like that, taking that squirrel in the desert to a therapist so he'll feel better. As the squirrel himself might say, that's just nuts. Because here's the thing. There are so many people, as she says, who are miserable because they are squirrels in the desert. They think there's something wrong with them. They endlessly try to fix themselves, but the fixing doesn't work. And yet, how simple it would be if they could see there's nothing wrong with who they are. There's just something wrong with where they are. And oftentimes that happens in relationships, no matter what the relationships are. It could be at work, it could be in a family, it could be among friends, it could be at church, it could be anywhere. The thing is, I say this so much, and I need you guys to understand. I know my purpose, I've told you that. And it's simply about empowerment. I just have a burden that people will come into the understanding of who they are and not be intimidated by what other people perpetuate toward you. Listen, I know who I am, and when I know who I am, I love myself, and therefore I have love to give to you. I've said this before too. I've extended love to others, and it hasn't been accepted. That's not my problem, but it took me many years to come to that, because I would be disappointed that I could not find that real connection that I wanted. So I was thinking about that because this other book, I love books. This one is by Malcolm Gladwell, and it's called Outliers. And one of the things he said is that we often look at a tall oak tree and we wonder, how did it grow from an acorn? It was because the acorn was hardy. And this is what he said. It is the tallest oak also because no other trees blocked its sunlight. The soil around it was deep and rich. No rabbit chewed through its bark as a sapling, and no lumberjack cut it down before it matured. So you know what the takeaway is from that? We have to be careful about who we allow into our lives to try to tear us down, to make us feel less than. Every book I signed for the children this past weekend, I always put the same thing. You are amazing just the way you are. We need to hear that too as adults, because I think sometimes we forget that we are here, we are embodied by those things that God gave us to make us great. Why in the world would we settle for not being that? One of the other things I wrote in my book, this is the book I did for adults, Thoughts to Ponder, Discovering Your Authentic Selves. I wrote this, and this really resonated with me. Frequently, and for those of you guys who have the book, page 4, frequently it's been said that one can be a master at being oneself, but not so great at copying someone else. To quote Frederick Douglass, I prefer to be true to myself, even at the hazard of incurring the ridicule of others, rather than be false and incur my own abhorrence. Why spend precious time harboring jealousy, envy, bitterness, or, heaven forbid, hate in our hearts for others? So the point is, we have to come into this whole thing of who am I? And, the more I do this and the more conversations I have, I've come to realize it's threefold. First, you have to know who you are. Once you know that, then you understand, what is my purpose? Once you know that, then you start to accept the assignments or the missions that you may be on. I'm on a different mission right now, but it still aligns with my purpose. So one of the questions I put in the back of the book is this: how does the environment play into our efforts to succeed and focus on our goals in a purposeful life? Everybody's not going to accept your assignment. Everybody's not going to accept your purpose. There are going to be those who want to sabotage you. There are going to be those who want to do character assassination. But guess what? You should know who you are. Be authentic in that and walk in it. Don't let another person's perception determine how high you go, or to try to foster your dreams, your goals, and your visions and things like that, because no one can do what you were assigned to do like you. So that was on my mind. I wanted to say that. The other thing is, Saturday, April 1st, I'm still on my book tour, and I'm going to be at the Barnes & Noble in the Harvey location Saturday for 10. What I'm going to do, it actually was billed as a children's book reading, and I still am. I will read the book, my children's book, do a signing, and I'll do an activity. However, I'm also going to bring this one. I'll bring this one as well. So it's kind of funny. I'm speaking to two different demographics, but I'm the same person. So I'll bring this one in case you haven't gotten it yet, in case you want to have a conversation with me. This one is for the adults or teenagers, discovering who you are, and that's so important. But then I'll also read the children's book, Always Friends, Just the Way We Are, and we'll have a nice little activity after. So I want you guys to have a wonderful day. Think about this. Think about the things that we've talked about. And I do pray that you're able to be introspective and self-reflective and come into a deeper understanding of who you are, what your purpose is, and ultimately your missions. So have a blessed day. Be healthy, be well, and be safe.